We invest our lives in projects, careers, relationships, pouring in our time, our money, and our emotional energy. you know. When these ventures begin to falter, a powerful instinct tells us to hold on tighter, to push through the hardship, and to see it to the bitter end. This is the seductive logic of the sunk cost trap, a cognitive bias that whispers, "I have given so much, I must keep going." It convinces us that our past investments justify our future commitment, regardless of the current reality. But this line of thinking is not just flawed, it can be profoundly costly, chaining us to a present that hurts us and a future that holds little promise. In many situations, the bravest and most profitable choice is not to endure, but to quit. The sunk cost fallacy is not just an error in financial calculation. It is a deeply ingrained psychological bias that affects nearly everyone. It preys on our desire for consistency and our aversion to admitting a loss. When we invest heavily in something, it becomes part of our identity. A career choice we spent years training for is not just a job, it is who we are. A business we built from the ground up is not just a commercial entity. It is a reflection of our dreams and efforts. To abandon these things feels like we are invalidating our past selves and admitting that a significant portion of our life's effort was a mistake. This cognitive trap is further reinforced by a phenomenon known as effort justification. The more effort we put into a goal, the more valuable we perceive that goal to be, even if objective evidence suggests otherwise. We tell ourselves stories to make our struggle worthwhile. The sunk cost fallacy manifests in everyday life with surprising frequency, often leading ordinary people to make irrational decisions without even realizing it. One of the most classic and relatable examples is the ownership of a car that constantly breaks down. You initially paid a significant sum for the vehicle, and over the years you have poured thousands more into repairs. A new transmission here, a replaced engine, part there. Each time it fails, it feels like a personal betrayal. Yet you find yourself thinking, I have already spent so much money on this car, I can't just get rid of it now. I have to keep fixing it to get my money's worth. And this logic is a trap. Each new repair is a fresh financial decision, and continuing to sink money into an unreliable asset is often far more expensive in the long run than cutting your losses and investing in more dependable transportation. Imagine a student who has completed 3 years of a 4-year degree, only to realize the field holds no passion for them and offers poor job prospects. Friends and family might say, "You're so close to the end, you can't quit now." The student feels the weight of tuition already paid and the years already invested. The thought of wasting it is agonizing. But forcing yourself to finish and enter an unfulfilling career can mean decades of dissatisfaction. The smarter, harder choice might be to pivot. Deciding when to quit a significant endeavor is one of the most challenging choices a person can make. It requires moving beyond emotional attachments and gut feelings to a more structured and objective mode of thinking. A clear framework can help you navigate this process with confidence and clarity. The first step is to separate facts from feelings by conducting a ruthless audit of your situation. This means gathering concrete data and writing it down. How much money are you actually spending versus how much are you earning? How many hours are you investing? What is the real, tangible return on that time? Feelings of loyalty. Hope and fear can be powerful deceivers. Cold, hard numbers, on the other hand, provide an unbiased picture of reality. This factual baseline is the foundation upon which a sound decision can be built. The second step is to shift your focus entirely to the future. The past is done. Its costs are sunk. The only relevant question now is, what are the future prospects? Based on the facts you have gathered, is it realistic to expect this situation to improve in the near future? Are there clear, verifiable signs of positive change on the horizon? Or are you operating on blind hope? If the trajectory is flat or declining, and there is no concrete evidence to suggest a turnaround, then continuing on the same path is a vote against your own future well-being. This forward-looking analysis forces you to justify your continued investment based on potential gains, not past losses. One of the most significant barriers to making a strategic exit is the profound fear of regret. We torment ourselves with what-if scenarios, imagining a future where we quit just moments before a miraculous turnaround. What if I leave this job and the company becomes hugely successful next year? This anticipated regret can be paralyzing, causing us to cling to a miserable present to avoid a potentially painful future. Psychological research offers a comforting insight. Over the long term, people are far more likely to regret the chances they did not take than the actions they took that did not work out. The pain of sticking with a failing situation and missing out on new, exciting opportunities often outweighs the sting of quitting something that was not right for you. Another powerful deterrent is the fear of social judgment. Family, friends, colleagues. Will they see us as a failure, as someone who lacks persistence and follow-through? This concern for our reputation can lead us to prioritize an external image of success over our internal reality of unhappiness or struggle. We stay in the prestigious but soul-crushing job to maintain appearances. We continue the failing business to avoid the perceived shame of closing it. It is crucial to reframe this perspective. True strength is not demonstrated by stubbornly clinging to a mistake, but by having the courage and wisdom to change course. Most people, upon reflection, respect those who make bold, intelligent decisions to improve their lives, even if it means admitting something is not working. Avoid burning bridges. Calm, professional, graceful. Embracing the decision to quit and restart is not just about cutting losses. It is about unlocking tangible benefits. The most immediate and quantifiable profit is financial. Continuing to pour money into a failing project, a business that drains your savings, a car that requires constant repairs. Every dollar spent trying to salvage a lost cause is a dollar that cannot be saved, invested, or used to build a more secure future. By making a strategic exit, you immediately halt the drain. That preservation frees up capital, starting a better business, building an emergency fund. Beyond money, a fresh start gives you time. The evidence is clear, and the logic is sound. We are often our own worst enemies, held captive by a past we cannot change. The sunk cost fallacy anchors us to failing ventures. It convinces us our prior investment obligates a future of diminishing returns. Time, money, heart. We stay in the job that drains us. We pour money into the project that falters. We cling to the plan that no longer serves us. We do this not because it is rational, but because it feels emotionally safer than admitting a loss. But this perceived safety is an illusion that costs us dearly. Lost opportunities, squandered resources, diminished well-being. Now is the time to audit your own life. Identify the anchors holding you back. A career path chosen long ago? A business that consumes more than it creates? A commitment that no longer aligns with your goals? Look at these situations not by what you've already given, but by what they promise for your future. Use the 4-step framework. Assess future prospects. Identify your next best alternative. Set a time-bound test. Do not let guilt or fear of judgment dictate your choices. Your future self is counting on you to be brave. A fresh start doesn't require a reckless leap. It can begin with small, deliberate experiments. Take an online course on a field that interests you. Start a small weekend side project. Talk to people who have successfully navigated a similar pivot. These small steps build momentum and confidence. They let you test the waters and gather information. The journey to a more profitable future is built one intentional step at a time. Start moving. Final message: act now. You don't lose by leaving what no longer serves you. You lose by staying too long. Past investments are tuition for today's better choice. The kindest, most profitable decision is to restart. Be brave.